AriasWave video, and here we are talking about Bitcoin and the current trade setup that has us in the midst of a wave 3 move up, about to move up, not quite moved up yet, but I just want to recap on this pattern on AriasWave. At the moment, I have an offer that you can learn AriasWave for free. I used to charge for the course. Well, the education, the information, how you put the waves together, how they all join. Every single wave has a place. It's very interesting when you start to look at the waves from the AriasWave perspective. It's not AriasWave. AriasWave was made in the early 1900s with no trading view, no modern computers, just printed charts. It's not really that accurate. I don't like hating on it. I like to tell you that it doesn't work properly, right? There's no subjectivity in the waves. The only thing that's a problem is your own perception. If you can't identify the wave correctly, then you're going to have a problem understanding where you are in the pattern. Once you get it, you understand it fully, you can actually start to piece it together. Sometimes it takes a while to get it, but as you can see with me, I don't quit doing it. I just love doing it until eventually it makes sense, and then you can have a good trade setup, good risk management, and you can stay in the game long enough to make some good profits. My offer at the moment is you can learn it for free if you just sign up to Phemex, a crypto platform exchange, crypto exchange basically, and just sign up to it, do some trading on there, and I'll give you a month of AriasWave for free just for doing that. And if you stay on trading on the platform, I'll give you coaching sessions, because I've learned that a lot of the information about using AriasWave is things that they're basically just coaching tips and tricks, right? It's one thing to try and get your head around the patterns. It's another to have the experience. So that's where I come in. So at the moment, we're looking for a wave C, right? The wave C, the larger wave C to the upside is unfolding, right? We haven't seen it yet. It's still incoming. So it's taking a while because, well, basically, this is a corrective pattern. It's not an impulsive move. So you can't expect it to look like this sharp move back here, so nice and neat, right? You can't compare it to it either, because they don't compare. It's a 5-wave move, but it's a corrective 5-wave move. It has an expanded wave 2 component to it that makes it unrecognizable unless you understand AriasWave. Now we're looking for a nice move up, but you've got to understand that it's basically going to make quite a bit of profit, 17x from current levels at least, right? And those bear market rallies can turn out to be quite significant if you look back in hindsight. Now, with corrective patterns, they do typically fall back to the previous 4th wave. So the 4th wave is all the way up here because of the way this pattern evolved. The 5-wave move evolved in this particular manner, right? Now, we could easily try to say that, yes, it ended over here, not over here, or here, not over here. And there's a good chance that it might have ended back here. But for now, my labeling stands, this area is wave 4. So typically, waves will pull back to this area, right? So the expanded correction that we saw is definitely unusual if you're not used to seeing this type of expansion in a correction, but it's all the same wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't know how the 4 and the 5 is going to pan out, but usually it's pretty sharp to the upside. Even the wave 4 can be short and sharp, with a 5 just coming back to look like an all-time high. Could even go double top at this point, right? And the reason I say that is given the size of the base, it could go pretty high. So look, at the moment, if we go to the smaller degree, you can see how I've labeled this. I already explained it in previous videos. that we had a 5-wave, week 5-wave move down here, right? And at the lows, I explained to you how we moved down in three zigzags, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, the 5th wave was completely an anomaly. It was something that really changed a few things for my perception, because typically you don't see a zigzag that never made a new low. This for me was very strange, right? I don't believe in truncation, but this makes me a believer, but only in the week 5-wave move sense, not in the regular 5-wave move sense. So I might change my view only for the week 5-wave move. This should never have happened, but it did. Great. That's one time that it's happened. It doesn't usually happen. We actually were meant to make a new low here. That's fine. We had a wave 1, 2, sharp wave 2, a 1, 2. 2 is still almost, it's unfolding, almost complete. So if you look at other cryptos, these patterns don't look as clear, but for me, this is a very clear indication of an A, B, C. A D is coming up here to create like a cup and handle pattern, right? Especially because we broke above the previous wave 4. We created this round and bottom all up, and this is a very bullish setup, right? So very interesting moves, but they can't break the rule. I won't see a rule broken after this. That is very rare. That price came back down sharply. It didn't go below. This price came back again. Wave C didn't go below, the start of wave 1 of wave 3. Now what I expect is this move to end roughly soon and create a wave E. Now, where will that wave E fall? We don't know, but it can't go below previous wave 2, obviously, but I don't expect it to. I think that at the moment, we have a lot of just resistance that's around here on the different time frames, but also that basically inverse head and shoulder pattern is a very good one. But that's looking at patterns. If we turn on the moving averages, I use 200 and 1000 period. You can see that we crossed over recently on the 5-minute chart, right? On the 1-minute chart, right, price is just following, well, obviously it does follow the 200 period a lot, but 15-minute, right, is a very interesting one as well. That was important yesterday when we made the first wave 1, came back down. We haven't broke above the 1000 yet, but this is small, obviously a small degree. At the small degree, it's still unfolding, right? We're still at the lows, so we still need to basically, thrust higher in wave 3. So when is that going to happen? And that's why I think as soon as we complete this wave D, we're going to come back down in wave E. Wave E's can be pretty deadly. That move down there, the last night's move after that high was made, the confirmation break, that was a B, C, D, but the E was the longest. That was very indicative of that next move up to break the wave 4, the previous wave 4. So the mini wave 4 was broken with the first move. The larger degree wave 4 was broken with the second move, and then we just basically we're in a cup and handle pattern type scenario here, part of the inverse head and shoulder. You can see how we have the shoulders there inverse. Once we break up above that, we'll create the wave E, and that's it. We should start to see some thrust to the upside. AriasWave is the methodology, right? It's the thing that gave me the clue to do this. I discovered this pattern many years ago, been practicing it, teaching it, and just want people to know about it. That's why I'm offering it free. If you just sign up to a different, trading platform, crypto exchange, How hard is that for you to do if you get to learn something new, right? I mean, at the end of the day, is it the crypto platform exchange that's making you the money, or is it your trading, or is it losing you money? That's the type of thing that I'm talking about here. So it's free. It's basically something that you should learn if you want to understand the waves and how to do this type of thing, right? This area down here, right? If you want to look back in history or whenever you ever do your analysis, this area right here was important, right? It was the most important area of this entire correction, right? Everything that you looked at from the beginning, right? Even if you go back all the way back here to when this move started, right? Uh, Tuesday, 11th of March, right? This area here is the most important area out of this whole pattern because it's the one that's going to give you the most profit. All you got to do, understand the support level and the entry level, right? Now that we've entered the trade, you don't have to worry about anything until we move a lot higher. You can go to sleep at night, relax, understand that the waves will unfold the way they do. When you understand the way the waves work, that's just what happens, right? You do a little bit of work here and there, you make a few mistakes, but then you get 17x return on a leveraged trade. That's pretty decent, right? That makes up for your efforts of losing a trade if you had to get stopped out. This is what I do. This is why I created this methodology. It's the best way. You can even pick up on anomalies when things don't look right, but still make money because you understand that once a certain level's broken, that's it. It's time to roll. It's time to rock. It's time to make money. It's time to make profits. And then once you make those profits, good risk management to reinvest those profits into future trades. And there are always trades. There's always another trade. So interestingly, at the small degree, this move since the lows was, yes, a wave D, right? It's an expanded zigzag, right? What does expanded mean? It means that, okay, well, you have a wave A, right? And you have an internal B wave, right? B in parentheses. When the end of the B wave ends right where the end of wave A ended, which it did, right? You can see that right there. Well, that's a type 1 expanded zigzag. When the B wave ends far above the end of wave A, that's a type 2 expanded zigzag. A regular zigzag, well, you wouldn't get any expansion at all. You just get a normal zigzag that basically looks like that, right? And obviously, always within this part, you always get A, B, C, D, E. Always get this correction. And in reverse, if you're coming down, it's always A in the opposite direction, B, C, D, E, right? And then you keep going. So this is a simplified version of a zigzag. This is the actual thing. But sometimes I got to draw it out because I can't get that intricate. But once you understand the intricacies of these patterns, you'll understand AriasWave and you'll understand what's going on the chart, right? And there's always clues. It takes practice. It took me 10 years to get to where I am now. It took me only a couple of years to actually understand what I'm seeing. But then the practice just went on and on and on. And after that, I realized that, yeah, I just got to improve psychology, risk management, but yeah, and obviously, nobody's perfect, right? So this is what I teach. This is what I show you in the AriasWave material, but I don't want to charge you for it. All you got to do is sign up to the crypto exchange, trade on that thing, which helps me obviously indirectly, but you also get to learn something that it's invaluable, right? So I showed you what it does. I showed you what's possible. Let's see what comes from this, so then you can understand, was I right, was I wrong, blah, 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 this and that. This is just the beginning, right? There's a lot more to go in this correction, obviously, right? This is a large pattern that we're looking at. And, if this starts to gain momentum to the upside, a lot of people are probably going to think that it's going to break the all-time high. But we're trading it in a way that we understand the pattern. What we expect to see is not necessarily what most people will believe that they're seeing once you start to see this move up. So time will tell. But yeah, hopefully you understood what I'm saying, and you want to get on board and learn this thing. So just look in the description. You'll see the link. There's more information at AriasWave.com. A very simple setup there. I want to keep it simple, and I'll catch you on the next one.